Bright QT. Every student matters.
Hello students. Now students, let's talk about our next topic here, that is voters list. Now before this students, you have learnt about the reserved constituencies, right? We are talking about elections. We also learnt about what are these reserved constituencies, how many reserved constituencies are there for scheduled caste, and how many reserved constituencies are there for scheduled tribe, right? We also learnt about the unreserved constituencies that are for the general category, okay? Now we have understood the whole process of election, that how elections are held in our country. So once these constituencies, the number have been fixed, so what are we seeing here? We see that the voters list is now prepared. So the second process here, that is of the preparation of voters list. Now what do we understand by this voters list? Definitely, as the name suggests, it means that we are talking about the people who are entitled to vote or who are eligible to vote. So in our country, like I previously have told you, that people who are above the age of 18 or 18 years old have the right to vote. We have learned this in Universal Adult Franchise, right students? So based on this idea and based on this data, we see that in our country, an electoral roll is prepared that is done much before the elections are held. Okay, so at first what happens? An electoral roll is prepared. It means that people who are eligible to vote, their data is prepared, and anyone who is above the age of 18 years or 18 years, they can vote. So this is an important point that we have to keep in mind here. This is happening after the constituencies, the numbers have been fixed. Now as you can see, this is an image just to show how the electoral roll is prepared. It means that the eligible voters who can vote in elections. So a list is prepared and the government keeps that data. Now voters list is revised every year and a new list is prepared every 5 years. Now if you remember students, we have already learnt about one point, that general elections that are held at regular interval period, right? We have learned that after every 5 years, general elections are held in our country. So when we are talking about the voters list, it is revised every year, right? So anyone who is getting at the age of 18 or 18 years or above, obviously the list, the numbers keep adding on, and a new list, a very fresh list is prepared after 5 years, every 5 years when the fresh elections take place. But here we see that in our country, a new system has also been adopted. Now what is this new system? So a few years back, this new system of EPIC, which is also known as Election Photo Identity Card, it has been introduced. Now this term might be new for you. What is this term EPIC? Election Photo Identity Card. Can you see this image here? Yes. So in this image students, what do you see? Election Commission of India that has issued this card. So basically this electoral or election photo identity card, it is an identity card document issued by the electoral registration, or it contains the details of the elector like the name, the father's name, the gender, date of birth, address, and also the date. So here you can see the officer signature is also there, right? So these are the details of the person who is going to vote. Correct students? And why has the government issued this? Why the Election Commission of India has issued this identity card? So it has been done so that nobody else votes on their behalf, on this person's behalf. Let's say his name is Ramesh. So the other person, any other person should not go on behalf of Ramesh to vote. Okay, so therefore each and every person, each and every voter who is entitled to vote has been given this card, that is the EPIC system that has been introduced, this unique identity card, and there is an unique number, the EPIC number, that has been given to the individual so that whenever he goes on the election day to vote, he can show this card, he can show his identity proof, and then he can move forward to vote for his representative. So this was the whole idea. Some other proofs can also be shown, like ration cards, driving license. Today Aadhaar card can also be shown, right students? So these are some of the points that you have to keep in mind while we are talking about the voters list. Okay. Now in our next topic we are going to talk about the nomination of candidates. How the candidates who are participating in elections, fighting in elections, they can fight for nomination. Thank you very much.